G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I'm reviewing a comparison video between two Surefires. So in my right hand, I've got the Surefire E2D Defender, and in my left hand, I've got the Surefire EDCL2. Let's check them out. Okay, so boxes are relatively identical, just with different parameters on them. So the first thing to note with the difference between these two lights is 1,000 lumen max output on the Defender, a 5 lumen minimum output, 1,200 lumen max output on the EDCL2, also a 5 lumen minimum output. However, check out the run times. On high, the Defender's going to give you 2.75 hours and 63 hours on low. Whereas, look at this, the EDCL2 only gives you an hour on high and then 60 hours on low. Very interesting. So maybe that's because of the 200 lumen difference. Maybe that, 1,000 lumens, it can be sustained for almost 3 hours. That's a really nice touch with the Defender, I must say. Now, relatively similar distance. So the Defender here has 200 meters. The EDCL2 has 210 meters. And there's the back of them. Very similar lights, guys. This is why I wanted to review these, because they are very, very similar lights. Okay, so here they are. Now, let's go over some externals. So obviously what you're seeing straight away, I would imagine, is the difference in tail caps. So, and that's probably the largest difference about these lights, okay? Both are offering you a TIR, so total internal reflection system. Both have very, very similar heads except for the bezels. So if you can see here, the bezel on the Defender in my left hand is a lot more aggressive, much more of a strike bezel, I guess hence the name Defender. Whereas the bezel in the EDCL2 is a lot more relaxed, doesn't feel very aggressive. The bodies are both made of very, very high grade aluminium, very, very strong, got some great grip and then smooth areas. Both feel wonderful in the hand. However, the Defender feels a little bit better in the hand, and that is because of its tail cap. So check out the tail cap here. You've got just a straight tail cap, whereas the tail cap here, it obviously kicks out a bit, and that makes for really nice grip, really, really nice grip. However, I don't think these are very comfortable. You guys might be different, but these here are uncomfortable when you kind of catch your thumb on them. They're not sharp, they can just be uncomfortable. If this was a bit more of a smooth, circular tail cap, I'd probably prefer it better. Something like that. So that's just a weapon light. Something like that would be, in my opinion, better. It's just better to click, whereas that's just a little bit uncomfortable, that's all. Now, both these lights have a two-way pocket clip, so you can put them in your pocket, lens down or lens up. Also, you can catch them onto your hat if you want to. Not the most comfortable light to catch on your hat for hands-free, but it is possible. But the largest difference about these lights is the tail cap and the functionality. So what I'm talking about is the Defender has a click on, click off button, right? You click it on, it'll always come on in your high output, which is 1,000 lumens, and you get that for 2.75 hours. That is 10,600 candela, reaching 200 meters. Off and on quickly, you get your low mode. Low mode is your 5 lumen output. You get that for 63 hours. Now, the EDCL2 has something very different and, in my opinion, rather unique. So the EDCL2 it's like a gasket pedal. What it does is you press down and it comes on your low first, let go, turns off. Press down all the way, comes on your high output, let go, turns off. So this is really a momentary based light. Now, you can activate constant on, so don't think that this is only a momentary light, but having it in this setup, it offers you momentary. So you pull it out of your pocket. What's that? Oh yeah, all you need to do is apply a little bit of pressure, make that connection, you've got your low mode, then bit more pressure, you've got your high mode. As soon as you let go, it turns off. Now, if you want a constant on, what you do is you just screw down the tail cap. So keep screwing until the connection's made, bang. Connection's made there, you've got your low mode, screw some more. Oh, there's your high mode. So this does have a constant on option, but it's not totally designed for the constant on option. It's more so designed to be in your pocket, off, and as soon as you pull it out, you make that connection just by pressing and holding. Okay, now, if I hit it all the way in, that is your high output, which is 1200 lumens. You're gonna get that for 1 hour, and it's pushed out by 11,300 candela, giving you 210 meters of distance. That there is your low mode of 5 lumens, 60 hours of runtime. Now, check out the difference in color beam. Definitely you've got warmer color in the EDCL2, absolutely. Check it on the wall. There it is there. So warmer color in the EDCL2. Also looks like a bit nicer of an EDC light, I guess. This has got a stronger hotspot, it seems, whereas this seems to have a bit more of a milky, floody hotspot, which is strange because this has got more candela. Anyway, that's just the observation I'm seeing. Now, in terms of measurements, both of these bodies are identical. It's just the tail caps that are different. And because of that, the EDCL2 is going to protrude a little bit higher than the Defender, as you can see there. The heads are basically identical. It's just the internals that are different. And as I said before, the bezel, much more of a strike bezel on the Defender. Pocket clips are really great. They do slide in and out of the pocket really nicely, these lights. Heads are a bit bulky, but they're not unpocketable, so you can pocket them quite easily still. But let's check out the weight, because I think the weight might be a little bit different. I'm not going to say which one I think is heavier, but I do feel like one of them feels heavier. Okay, so the EDCL2 is 125.95, so 126 grams. And the Defender is 120 grams. Okay, that's weird because I felt like the Defender was a little bit heavier. And I don't know why I felt that, but even now it feels like the Defender's a bit heavier. So that's very strange to me. Now, another thing that I would like to cover and start covering in my videos is the information or the informative measure of user manuals, because I love a user manual that gives you everything. I love it. You know, you buy a light, you open the user manual, you want to know everything, not just lumen outputs and candela and that type of stuff, but you want to know what it's made from. You want to know what water rating it is. You want to know what drop rating it is, all that sort of stuff. And in the Surefire pamphlets, so it does give you all that information, okay? So not everything I mentioned, but it gives you output, runtime, peak beam intensity, which is candela, distance, construction, finish. It gives you the weight, length, bezel diameter, batteries, which is the two CR123As, which I'll show you shortly, and the switching, so how to turn it on. So with the EDCL2, you get a dual stage tactical tail cap, it says, and with the Defender, it's just a click tail cap. But what else does it tell you? Well, this one here shows you about how to lock it out. You just turn the tail cap slightly and it's locked out. It talks to you about the light's operation. In this case, just press the switch. Tells you battery information. It tells you what batteries to use and how to replace them. Tells you not to mix a fully charged and like a half charged CR123A. Maintenance, accessories, the Surefire no hassle guarantee of the warranty, and basically just warranty stuff. It doesn't tell me, which is really disappointing, it doesn't tell me what waterproof rating it is and what drop rating it is. Neither of them tell me that. So, you know, I'm going to give them about a 6 out of 10 for their pamphlet, because I want to know what water rating and what drop rating it is without having to go and do, you know, extra research. It's very, very annoying that I have to do extra research simply to find out what their water resistance rating and drop rating is. So I don't know. I'm not going to do that extra research for the video, because I feel like I'm not going to do Surefire's job for them. And as a consumer, you want to buy a light and then just read the pamphlet and get all the information. You don't want to have to buy a light and then do further research about that light. The information should be in the pamphlet, in my opinion. Anyway, that was a little side note. Let's go do some heat tests. So, I locked it out. So with the Defender, it is a high-low, so it comes on high first every time. Let's see after a minute and a half how hot this thing gets. All right, 27.7 degrees Celsius. Doesn't feel very hot at all. What about the EDCL2? Now I'll just screw it all the way up. So we've got constant, and let's go. 29.1 degrees Celsius. And, you know, that is to be expected because the EDCL2 does have 200 more lumens. But, you know, neither of these lights are going to get overly hot. They're not lumen greedy. You know, they're very, very useful in the amount of light they offer. I screwed this up a bit too tight. Need two hands. But, yeah, look, they're both very, very great lights in that they offer a decent amount of lumens in their high. Neither of them get too very hot. Both offer the 5 lumen low. So the biggest difference between these two is color temperature and function of their tail cap. All right, let's shoot off outside, see the difference between these two in the park, and then we'll come back for some final thoughts, prices, and where to buy. See you in a sec. All right, here is the Surefire EDCL2, and that is the Defender. EDCL2 Defender. So cool white in the Defender, neutral in the EDCL2. Beam patterns, probably going to say there's definitely more light coming out of the L2 and it looks like more of a mixed beam. The Defender definitely looks like it's got a bit more of a centralized hotspot on it than the L2. But yeah, just beautiful. Love the color on the L2, I gotta say. The size of the hotspot and everything. It's a great light. Really, really like this light. Over here, up the trees. L2, Defender. L2, Defender. L2, Defender. L2, here. L2, Defender. L2, Defender. All right. L2, Defender. That's all, folks. See ya. Okay, so let's start with price differences. The E2D Defender comes in at $390 from Aquaterra. The EDCL2 comes in at $270 from Aquaterra. So you do have a $130, $120 difference in Australian dollars, that is, in price between these two. But the major difference that, you know, everyone needs to know really about these lights is what I've covered, which is that the Defender has a click on, click off, high-low function. The EDCL2 has that gasket, you know, push down, hold, let go, it turns off, as well as screw up the tail cap and then it stays on. So, you know, that's going to play a massive role in whether anyone chooses one of these two. You know, do you want the standard click on, and do you want high low, or do you want to be able to manage it a little bit with more control? You know, slow press, stop, you got low, full press, you got high, let go, or if you want constant, you just screw down the tail cap and there we go, there's constant. So I think you know, both of these lights have their place. For me personally, I would probably choose the Defender, even though I like the tint better on the EDCL2. Call me old fashioned. I like the old click on, click off. You know, I think it's great that this has got momentary for the most part, and then you can screw it down for constant on. But I do like the old click on, click off. So for that reason, I would be choosing the Surefire E2D Defender over the EDCL2. But I'm really curious to hear what you guys would think, because both of these lights are very, very cool lights. So which one would you choose? Have you got them? All the rest of it. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching. And until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.